What's up, y'all? It is Rufio. I am a streamer for the 100 Devs stream team. 100 Devs is a free online full-stack JavaScript bootcamp and agency. If you're interested in learning more about 100 Devs, you can check the links in the description below. In this VOD, we work on the online talking dictionary that we've been working on for a year. The Southern Paiute Online Talking Dictionary is a way to help preserve the Southern Paiute language of Southern Utah and Nevada. The idea is that we will have a searchable database that has word sentences and phrases in it. The most important part of this application is the word clips that come with these word sentences and phrases. So even if you don't know how something is spelled, you're able to determine how it sounds. We worked on our online talking dictionary today for Indigenous Peoples Day in the USA. In today's VOD, we worked on a lot of how the website looked. Some of it wasn't responsive, things were missing, like the glossary tab in the navigation bar, amongst other things. I also discovered for the first time, thanks to chat, Github Issues and how to use those, and we'll be trying to make this project available for whoever to contribute to by adding those issues. It is open source, I think. I still am iffy about the definition of open source, but if you want to help, like, fucking go for it. The repo is in the description below. I hope you had a great Indigenous Peoples Day and enjoy the VOD. Hi, it's Rufio. And it's a Monday, and it's Indigenous Peoples Day in the US. How is everyone? I set an alarm today so I could wake up and stream, and then I was like, when I woke up, the end. That's my story. You like my hat? Yeah, so my hair is dirty, and I was like, it's like 8 a.m. and I don't have enough time to shower, so like I'm not going to. I'm gonna wear a hat, so. Hey, Scotty. Hey, Day. I'm doing pretty well. Thanks. How are you? Welcome. Welcome. It's a me, Rufio. Hey, Ketchy. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Doing well, just on your 100 devs grind? How's that going for you? How is, for all my 100 devs, how's Hunttober going / just 100 devs in general? You know, I am interviewing for a position at Vercel right now, or I was 2 weeks ago, and this was to get back to me, and that's something I should message them about this week and be like, so, like, am I or am I not moving forward in this process? Probably not. I just would like to know, honestly. On class 19, but it's going well so far. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, Vercel reached out to me, and I was like, Vercel? Me? What do you? Yes. So that would be super cool if I got that job, because then I'd be like, I work at Vercel, but I don't have that job yet, so. Giving Pokemon trainers? Well, you know me, I'm the Pokemon trainer coder person, I don't know. Went to an amazing networking event last week, and it reinvigorated your motivation and energy. That's great. Try your best to keep up. Let me know if I can do anything to help you, Ketchy. Thanks, Day. You're understanding everything? That's the most important thing. Yeah. I had another recruiter reach out to me last week and be like, hey, I think you look good for this position. And I was like, okay. And so we chatted, and then they were like, yeah, we're looking for like a mid-level developer. And I was like, well, you see, I'm not, my eyes, I'm not, I would just like you to know that I'm not mid or senior level. Um, and the person was like, oh. And then later they messaged me and they're like, we'd still like to move you forward in the process because we really respected how honest you were. And I was like, and then they were like, well, turn it in, this take home in by Friday, and then I worked on it a bunch, and then I didn't turn it on Friday because I didn't have it done, and that is where I am with my life. So cool, good for me. I must have like an eyelash in my eye though. What if I just walk around like this? Anyway, so that's my job hunt process right now. Waiting on Vercel to get back to me. Didn't get back to that random company. Just throw an eye patch on. Yes. One-handed. We could also one-hand code. Yes. How was everyone's weekend? I had a good weekend. It was very mellow. I liked it. I like mellow weekends. So I did this henna on my hand. And for those of you who don't know, henna is plant matter. And to make it stronger, like stronger coloring, they use something like a terp, they call it, but it's like tea tree oil. Okay, so I'm up in the mountains, and the place we're at has mice. You know, I'm a vegetarian. Do you know that I've killed over 10 mice? I'm a mouse murderer. I'm a mouse serial killer. Anyway, so I was just sitting there, and I'm the only one awake, and I'm wrapping my hand, because if you leave it on longer, then it will get darker. Just wrapping my hand. Then a fucking mouse comes up to me, and I was like, ah! And it was like, ah! And then ran away. But, like, it still came up to me. And I was thinking about it. I was like, okay. Like, it probably smelled my hand, like the henna on my hand, and was like, this smells like food. and then I had like these pictures of me going to bed with this on my hand and like sleeping, and then the mouse being like, and like coming into bed with me and being like, Could you imagine, like, if it came up in the middle of the night and was just like on your hand? Yeah, I was like, it's like 1 a.m., but I'm not here for this. And so I took it all off. Like, I took the wrapping off. And so, yeah. The mouse is admiring your henna. Could be. Hey, high priest. More like henna. Did you use the mouse's favorite food to make the henna? Yeah, I used peanut butter. Yeah, so I was like afraid because my hand still smelled like oil when I took it off, and I was like, God, please don't let a mouse crawl into bed with me. Like, I just don't want that to happen, and it didn't. I'm happy that didn't happen. So. Yeah. Maybe your henna is actually written in language the mouse understands. Should we read it? Food, prosperity, not having to hide anymore from the humans. Lol. Anyway. You have a mouse manifesto on your hand and had no idea. Yeah, it just came to me. Like, I made the design and I had no idea. The mouse gods were like putting it into my brain. So I really like combining words. And if you combine mouse gods into one, it says mods. Mods. A mousefesto, there you go. Freedom, deliverance. Henna. Or it could be like a Moana mouse. It calls me to her hand at her command. Yes. Yeah. That's singing. You know me, I'm just the best singer. Me. You know, I can be decent at singing if I care and warm up. But that is not today. Watch out, Disney. Watch out, Moana. I'm here to mousify your song. I didn't realize that the mouse ratatouille'd me and controlled me when I drew the henna. Was I wearing this hat? Was it like squished? Ew, that's so gross. Was it squished under the hat? I literally made ratatouille last week. It's fine. It was fine. Yeah. I didn't put in tomatoes because I don't really like tomatoes. So, sorry. I woke up. I don't like tomatoes unsub. Yeah, as a kid, I like hated tomatoes. As an adult, I will eat them. But I also like if they're cooked, it's fine. If they're like in ketchup, it's fine. But if they're like fresh, but like I will eat them as opposed to a child when I'm like, that's tomato touched the bread. I will not eat the bread either. I was also that way with mustard. I was on a plane flight, I remember, and my brother got a sandwich with mustard in it, and I wouldn't, like, I made him, like, sit at the edge of his seat because I thought it was so gross. Cherry tomatoes is the way to go. No, ew. I can't with cherry tomatoes. I've tried to make recipes with them before. Just, ugh. But no disrespect to those who do like tomatoes. Most people do. Yeah, most people do. I feel like one of the defining characteristics of being an adult is just eating and doing stuff you don't particularly want to eat or do. You know, like, do you really want to work? No, it doesn't matter. Do you really want to eat tomatoes? No, it doesn't matter. What about potatoes? Yeah, I love potatoes. Potatoes are the shit. Yeah. They may rhyme, but they do not have similar flavors. Being an adult has way too many rules. I was not informed of this as a child. Where is the consent? I didn't consent to pay bills. I woke up this morning and I was like, ugh. And then I was also like, fuck, I don't even know what I'm streaming about today. And I was like, huh. And then I was like, well, I think I'll do some coding challenges. And then I saw somewhere that was Indigenous Peoples Day in the U.S. And I was like, you know what? We literally have a project where we work on a Native American language. This seems to be like the thing that we should be doing on Indigenous Peoples Day. So we are. We're going to work on my 100 hours project for those of you who are in 100 devs. It basically is a dictionary that allows you, here I'll show it. This is what it looks like. The idea is that you type in a word and then you click the word and nobody knows how to read the word or pronounce it. But that's okay because guess what? We got the audio. So that's the idea, is it will help the Southern Paiutes because they don't need to know how it's spelled. It doesn't really matter. They can hear it. The stars have aligned. Yeah, seriously. It would have just been like a, I don't know, like this is what I had to do today, you know? Now you just eat one whole box of donuts in one sitting just to spite the adults from your youth. I'm making my own rules, damn it. Yeah, that's one of the best parts about being an adult. It's like, I want ice cream right now. And then you eat ice cream right now. You have to go to the store and get it. But, like, you can, you know? So, I was trying to set this up today for a stream. And it's being janky, so I apologize. You tried the whole eating whatever you want thing. It was great for a long time until you woke up one day and realized you were fat. Woof. But you can still eat whatever you want. We'll see. This would be like, oh my god, you have an extra curly bracket. And I got rid of it, but still, see, okay, yep, here we are. You can eat whatever you want. You just know it now that you shouldn't. And there's the adult part of it all, huh? Um, it won't load the page because of this. But the thing is, I already deleted that, so I don't know why it's doing this to me. Um, yeah. Hold up. Let me share. If you're like, I just want to see this Git repo, there it is. This is that's the code for the project. Yeah, so it's saying that in my search results, SCSS Online 106, I got an unmatched curly bracket, but fucking look, there's nothing here. Why doesn't it remember? I've reloaded it already. We just really started the database again. Fun with brackets, right? Oh, God. I knew that so much of coding would be like, oh, sorry, you have a semicolon right here, so we decided to crash your whole application. It's fine. But, like, actually, I don't know why it's doing this to me. Because if we just, like, there's nothing on line 106, right? Why does it keep doing that? When I save it, why would it do that, do you think? So this is a media query that it's having problems with. We just collapse everything. Maybe this will be helpful to us. So repost again. What node version am I on? I changed to node 18 recently. Could that be what's happening? The cursor and that last bracket are fighting. The cursor refuses to sit next to it anymore. True. When the auto format is running on, saves, adds a new blank line to your files. Oh, really, CD? Yeah, I was trying to like get this to work on Heroku, and for some reason, I interpreted that meant I needed to have Node 18. So now I have Node 18, but I really am not sure what it's doing with its life. Can I try? Oh, sure, I guess. Do I need to say like server.js though? Like node. Is that all I do? No, it doesn't like it. You don't have any idea. Some older tools fail if the last line of file doesn't end with a new line. Oh. Yeah, we could do more into this, but but the point is there is nothing there's no curly bracket on this line and it's not working, and I know this isn't what I wanted to do on stream today. I don't know why this is happening to me. But actually, what do you think is up here? There's nothing here. It said search results SASS, right? That's the partial we're on. Sorry, no. This one. It can be a style. I don't think it is, though. Maybe it's suggesting you add one. So when I got rid of it, it's red. So I don't think so. Where's the open bracket for the one on 105? It's at the top of the media query. Wait, it's right here in the content body search. It looks like I have all of my media queries in there, so I don't know if I need to though, because I already have content body search above, so why would it be double nested? What if we pull it out? Damn it, I was hoping that actually would work. I was gonna be like, yeah, of course that would work, but it didn't, so this is awkward. This one says the content body search. Maybe this one does need to be in there because it isn't nested in the content body search. Mother. That's fine. It's fine. One thing I probably could do, though, is get rid of the content. Oh, you know what? That's probably why I have it, because I have this margin 0 on it. My mouse is janky, and when I scroll down, it scrolls up. So if you're wondering why I spontaneously scroll up, that's why. Love that. What if I, okay, not LinkedIn. What if I okay. Yeah, well, let me go to any page, I guess. Or it will, but do you know them, Wolfric? Yeah, I did this project with them in college for a couple years. But why isn't this working? It's okay, don't be frustrated. Maybe I should put it back in the content body search. You're from Leon's community. My programming prowess is amazing. Thank you. What do you mean by that? But that's very nice of you. I'm not particularly good at coding, as you may be able to tell from my inability to figure out what is happening here. But I don't think that really matters. It's just if you eventually get it done, right? You're Lakota from Pine Ridge, but your partner's Kanash Band Paiute. Oh, Jesus, why is the world so small? It's so cool. I have people who, it's interesting because I feel like there's online life and then there's in real life. And sometimes they cross over and it's just it's shocking to me sometimes. It's whoa, my world just crossed. So that's really cool. Have I tried rerunning my... Oh, that's a good idea, Rascal. Let's try that. Okay, hello, baby. Run SCSS. Watch you be totally right. Everyone clap for Rascal! I swear it was supposed to be running SASS at the same time, but it didn't, so I don't know what's up with that. Bruh. If the file passed a linter, then maybe the app's trying to load a cached version. Yeah, that was basically what it was, right? My problem-solving abilities? Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Again, I'm having the whole self-doubt thing creep in. I'm I don't know how good I actually am, but I appreciate that. That is really kind of you to say. Just cloned the repo, got the error till you ran the SASS script. More of the story is fucking run your SASS compiler. Every time you have SASS, everyone. All right. Hot damn. Oh. Maybe it's because we pulled this out? What do you think? Wait, what is happening with my life? Alright, come back, my friend. What did I do? Oh, hey, Panther. Thanks for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I don't know. I like how y'all are rating me right as something is broken. I appreciate it, though. What have y'all worked on today? Okay, let's make sure I wrote your name right. White Panther's a cool ass name, by the way. It didn't work. How come my shout out didn't work? I was trying. There's that new shout out command. Shout out. What? Did I spell your name right? I'm pretty sure I used that command once before. You had to like write out shout out, or was it / shout out? It might have been / shout out. It is / shout out. If anyone's wondering, White Panther. Yay! All right, we did the shout out. Let me see what everyone is saying to me. Just a little website pop-up stream. Okay. Thanks, Panther. Thanks for the raid. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day, night, whatever it is for you. For everyone coming in with Panther, my name is Rufio. I am a streamer on the 100 Dev stream team, which is a free online JavaScript or full stack JavaScript bootcamp and agency. And this is like basically my capstone project for that, what's it called? For that program. The idea of this site is that in the past there have been preservation efforts for the Southern Paiute language, which is a Native American language in Utah, USA. There have been previous efforts to preserve this in the past, but no one knew how to read whatever it is that anyone wrote down. And so the idea of this project is that when it's not janky looking, you can look up a word, you can click the word, and then you can hear the word. So even if you're like, I don't even know how to say that, you've got the sound of the word. So that's the idea behind this project, and we are trying to right now figure out why this is being janky as fuck. All right, there are some messages I missed, so let me scroll up. On point, you said, checked out my channel after Leon mentioned it for Code Wars, and you stumbled on this. Cool project, cool idea. Is this open source? Yes-ish. So one thing I've been thinking about lately is I've been working on this project for a year now. And it was basically the only thing I did on my stream for like 6 months. And right now, if we do the / glossary. Also, if y'all want to like actually go to where it's hosted, there's that. And here is the repo. These are all the words in the database right now, and each of them takes me a really long time to put in because look, this is janky too. Look at this. It's like not spaced out. This is actually the thing we're working on today is the search results. Because I have to write it, I have to listen to it. And then I have to write it in IPA, and then I have to write the translation. So it's a little complicated, and it takes me a while, and unfortunately, you have to know what the language sounds like in order to be able to write it out. So that isn't something y'all can help me with necessarily. But I've been wondering, I'm like, should I make this like, it's open source in the way that you can have all the code if you want to, go for it. But in the way that, like, have I had anyone help on this besides just via stream? No. I'm thinking I should open it up though, because people are interested, and it probably would help me in the way that I wouldn't have to program it anymore and I could just put in words. I don't know. What do y'all think? You know, I have a lot to work on, but you feel a great addition would be to add how the sentences are structured as an example. You're so right, Roberto. Like, absolutely. I don't know how they're structured. In the past, like, if we go back again to this, like, I would hear her say, "Kachamururoi, naramwavamwap," right? And I'd be like, okay, so what does kacham mean? And she'd be like, and she is the elder, by the way. She'd be like, I don't know. And I'm like, yo, what about ururoi? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, could you break up naramwavamwap up for me? And she's like, I don't even know. And I'm like, okay. So, there's the Southern Ute language is really well preserved, and it's similar to Southern Paiute. So I could read through that and then figure out the sentence structure and incorporate it into this website. But the problem is that I would have to do that, and I haven't been doing that, and it's just a lot bit more work, I should say. So yes, I totally agree with you, but I don't know how well I can do that right now. Like, I know that kacham is negation. Ururoi, I don't know, but I know it's separate from this. Running into the problem and trying to solve. Wait, which problem? Hey, Lark. Seems like a project that would benefit from some help. So let's go over the things that I still need to get done here. I need to put the glossary in here. I need to make this not be janky anymore. And then when we do the search results and we go to this part, what's it called? Oh, look, it looks great. This is what we're working on recently. Like last week, was it last Monday? Okay, so it still looks a little weird. So making that look nice. Can I try this? Wait, what do you mean? Like, you want me to put that in the database? We also need to fix, you see how there's this is like a darker blue, but there's like this square right here that is still the lighter blue. I need to fix that. The back button, wait a second. When you click the back button here, it doesn't work. I need to fix that. And then main page. Why are you doing this to me? So if we do fold, right, and we click bust up, I worked with Dan Can Code before the Southern Paiute Language Convention like 2 weekends ago to make it so that I could show this website to everyone without them like changing everything in the database. So the login works. We have it working with OAuth. What I need to make happen now is to make it so only the people who have the permission can do this part. Can like see edit entry and delete entry. The more button also doesn't do anything, so nice healthy list of tasks to do. He got all these written down. Yeah, so kind of. You thought the application translates other languages into English? No, it's specifically like a Southern Paiute language to English or vice versa. I'm working from a list of word sentences and phrases from like 4 years of recording an elder. So let's see. If we look at the repo, I think at the bottom here, I have this one. Some of these, let's update this right now actually. So we don't need a login page because we just use Google's. Make a button link to access input page. We still do need to do that. We did set up the auth for the admin. Add content and styling to the alphabet page. So, okay, sorry. So the problem with the alphabet page is I haven't quite like solidified the alphabet we're using for this site yet. And so there's nothing actually on that page. If you look at the page here and it's like says it's under construction. So reprogram the front end in React. Not necessary, but it would probably be a good thing to do. Add photos of team and team members. I have to ask to make sure I have everyone's consent for that. Fix the back button. Add a dark mode. Add the glossary link. What were the other ones I said? Make hamburger dark blue cover hamburger icon. How would you say that more concisely? Alphabet under construction is how you feel when you first wake up and your brain isn't functioning yet. That's fantastic. I love it. Make hamburger be chunky, hamburger thick. Throw the hamburger on the grill to make it darker. You should have JavaScript do the date at the bottom of the date full year. Wait, what do you mean? Like just, you're talking about this part? Because I just did realize again that that isn't updated, but yes. Okay, that's a good one. On some page, the back button is broken. Hamburger colors offset from the actual button. Okay, wait a second. My foot is suddenly absurdly cold, so let me put it under my bum and my leg. Okay. So we can say so I'm gonna copy you, Scotty. Back button is broken. I think actually I have that one. Back button is broken. Yeah, it's right there. So let me just actually do this one. In mobile, make year in footer. See what you said. Date. Get full year to make it auto update. This is where opening GitHub Issues helps, right? You're absolutely right. Wait a second, I need to blow my nose. I don't know what's up with my nose today. Don't you love it when you're congested, but also you blow your nose and it does nothing? Yes. Love that. So, you don't have to do it. That's what we mean by help. We open the issues based on the to-do list, and then we work on them little by little. No, you're absolutely right, Lark. You're right. If I want people to help, that is the way to do it. I just need to do it. So, am I sick? I It kind of sounds sick. You really want to learn JavaScript, but you're a noob and will take your time. If you do exclamation point 100 devs, exclamation point, what's the other one? Discord, ASCII, you can join a free full stack JavaScript bootcamp called 100 devs. And there's a community, a really robust community, and it's free full stack JavaScript. So. Also, everyone giving me thanks and thanks. Okay. It is 9:46, which actually doesn't sound that early, but it is. Everyone giving me follows. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. So, I will ask you all what we should be doing right now. Should we start making these GitHub issues so that people actually can help contribute? Or should we just work on like fixing the homepage because it's kind of janky? Thank you very much, Neovim Senpai. Is that site legit? Is it realistic? A ver. You know, it probably is. But it looks like partially this is paid. Or largely this is paid, I should say. You can learn it for free with 100 devs, or other ways. There are ways to do it for free. But you do you. But, I mean, I imagine it's legit. It's just partially paid. What did y'all think? What about the issues versus the fixing the main page? No one said anything and I need input. You create the issues as in you could help. Wait, can you do that though? Like, because isn't it like, can't only I do that since it's mine? Or no? I did make this one like, oh no, Freak did that. Oh, so you all could do that. Oh. Yeah, so clearly I know how to do the GitHub issues. Yeah, Freak here did this for me and I didn't know how to handle it apparently. You attach a PR to the issue basically. Okay. You can assign someone an issue and connect their feature branch. Their feature branch being their branch of it. You can post your unsolved problems here. Yes, I think that is what this is saying to us. So in 100 devs, this is called the 100 hours project. I've spent over 200 hours on this project so far. Wow, wow, wow. You just add stuff to issues with descriptions and people usually pick them up unless one knows about it. You're a master of the old GitHub issues after your one open source contribution, AMA. Oh, lol. It's now a hundreds of hours project. True. Issues are like to-dos. Okay, well, sure then. If you all want to make the issues, go for it, since apparently I don't have to. I can't remember if there's anything else we needed to put in here, but I'm just going to save it for now. I You can see the issue, and if we have a solution, we can create a pull request. So, who's making the issues? Am I making the issues? I mean, clearly, I know this the best, but also, y'all can totally see the issues in the README that I've listed. And if you do contribute to this project, I'm aware, recently, this was a discussion on this channel, that it's not fully restful, and that's okay. That's okay. You're allowed to. Go for it, Lark. You can also comment your issue if anything is weird or not necessary. Oh, okay, okay. Like if something is like, I don't know why this is being janky, sort of thing. Issue number 1, convert API to use RESTful endpoints. There we go. Sometimes you'll see dumb issues like add a period to the sentence. Sure grammar, but that's annoying. Can I delete issues? I've used GitHub for like over a year now, and how did I not know any of this? Yes, you can. Oh, I've got the power. I'm the main mod. I'm the main god. You usually use issues as to-dos. That would have been more productive, wouldn't it have been? But it's all right. Look as the issues. All right. Vamos. This is an example issue. Hi. Love it. So you can assign labels. Oh, interesting. Projects, milestones. What are the milestones? Say bide. Oh, you can say close issue. Close issue. Oh, I see. Interesting. Milestones are goals. Oh, cool. Okay, let's do it. Due date. What was the thing that we said? This one? Front end is currently in HTML, CSS, SASS. I don't know exactly how to like say this. Would, I don't want to say like, would be nice to update. Ideally, or eventually, we want it to be in React. Okay, Grammarly. That's pure bust. That's a beefy PR. Isn't this a milestone? Isn't that what the whole idea of the milestone stuff was? No, you're fine. All issues related to React are under this milestone. Oh, cool. Oh, percentages? How would you, like, how does it know percentage stuff? Labels? Won't fix? What does that mean, won't fix? The React move. This is a good issue, lol. Love it. Based on the number of issues open, close. Oh. Reassign this one to milestones? How do I do it? Sort? Maybe under label? If someone sends a PR and you don't understand it, you'd recommend bringing someone in rather than approving. Okay. So you're saying we click on it and then we would... Oh. Like that. Hmm. Can you add testing integration? Make a pull request or whatnot. I don't know what that means exactly. I've done a little bit of testing. Just a little bit. Is that Laravel plus React? No. The stack is the Mern stack without React. So it's just HTML, CSS, SASS right now because this was my first big project. And the back end is Node, Express, Mongo. Yeah. Now, as we work on them, you can close them if we have a correct pull request. Okay. CI/CD pipeline when? I don't know. I've never quite figured out what that means. Unit testing, integration. E2E is end to end. If you have doubts, you could ask them the issues. Oh, I see. I think I've done this one actually, but I can't remember. This was like a long time ago in February. What is the definition of a bug in encoding? Needs triage. What is triage? Thank you everyone for the follows. I appreciate you. It ain't right, but it ain't broke. I think that's the technical definition. There should be a format to contributions. What do you mean? What do you mean by the format to contributions? Description problem, API changes, problems, blah, 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 solutions. Description, link, steps to reproduce. Huh. We could copy this, make one, and then people could see it as a whatever it's called, as a template. You can make on, say this. Obviously, we're not gonna do like that, but description. Okay, so what one should we do as a... Let's do this one. Hamburger colors offset from the actual button in mobile. When user is in mobile and uses the hamburger drop down menu, the darker blue. Is there a way to set up issues template? I mean, I'm just copying that one person, but there probably is. Thank you, Grammarly. The darker blue color doesn't fully cover the hamburger or the icon plus space to the right. And then this is where we show a picture probably. Right here. Baby, what's up? Did we? We didn't. No, it's running. What in the hell? Bruh. Alright. Hey, Tucker. Thanks for the sub. It's nice to see you. How are things going for you? What the f... Okay, you know... Alright. Hello? What the fuck is happening with my computer? It's not doing the inspect thing. Unless it is, and it's just somewhere on my computer. Why is everything breaking? Local host 8000. Inspect. Got it. We're going to put it into mobile. What is happening with it in mobile? Why is this happening to us? Getting ready for the Hunt Wave 2? How was the Hunt Wave 1 for you? What if I went on Chrome? Ah, so it's just janky and, oh, damn it, in a Firefox for some reason. Gotta turn off my dark mode. It's so ugly. Damn it. Fold. So we're gonna screenshot this, right? Okay. And then we would... Can you just copy here or nah? You can. Bless. How about that quality dough? You're not in it. He's doing 2 waves. Oh, you know, I haven't been following along that closely, and I really should be because I'm also on the hunt. But you gotta get your $100 project and portfolio finished. What's your project again? Did you... I can't remember if you told me or not. You got this, though. Steps to reproduce. I don't know how necessary this is, but I can say. Open any page on... What's it called? Site in mobile. And click on hamburger menu. Wow. We don't necessarily need this or the browser, do we? I don't think we do. Or operating system. Sorry. Grammarly, you're making me grumpy. You don't need all of those details. You're saying we don't need this part? Just this? This is all it would be. It's so chunky, isn't it? Does this do a... It does. Markdown. You did a different one, scaled down. It's a small business app where users sign up for an account and receive reminders of quarterly filings via email and text. It will also send them IRS information, the forms to complete. Well, that's cool and useful. Wow. How's that going for you? And what are all these things saying to us? A quote, code, user, image, reference, another thing. Oh, I didn't do a label. Damn. Label? That probably would be a good first issue or whatever. A label for UI. Hey, Farrah, what's up? Oh, colors. Ooh, blue. Bug in UI. Did it remember them? It did. Cool. How is it that I don't know any of this stuff? Wow. Okay, I love scrolling with a janky mouse. Vanilla Reactor Next.js. I've been doing a lot with Next.js. I mean, probably Next. Except, like, you can do Next with backend as well, right? Is there a way to keep your parrot from eating your shirts? What type of parrot do you have? Please send pictures of your parrot. A Quaker! Oh my goodness, they're so cute! Sorry, I'm a Quaker fan. I don't know. When I had a cockatiel, he never ate my shirts. I don't know if there's any way you can, like, train them not to do something. There probably is. Are you sure you have a parrot and not a goat? True. That's why issues are so great. You can talk before implementing a solution. We haven't been able to get him to stop eating shirts. As a consequence, you have a full bird wardrobe. Interesting. What have you tried? I'm really not sure. Have you, like, Googled it? Eating shirts. It's probably like a toy thing. Have you, like, does he have other toys he can chew on and whatnot? I know my bird liked to, like, chew up paper for funsies. Shirts made of birdseed, perchance? Just casual millet shirt. Good off libraries. Wait, are you saying that we couldn't use Passport with it? Could we not? Passport's to the Express server. Okay. Can you not use Express for Next? Hi, Patch. What's up? You tell him to stop when he does it. You eventually get distracted and suddenly realize he's totally chewing down on your shirt. Huh. Does he have toys though? Hey, Dan, thanks for the sub. 7 months. Wow. That's wild. How has this year gone by so fast? Monday's lunch stream. Woohoo. Yes. You don't know? He has a lot of toys. Interesting. Could you get a shirt from Goodwill, cut it up, and then I'm assuming he's sitting on your shoulder and put the cloth on your shoulder on top of your shirt? We can. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure what I think we would do. I can write this. I think we can go with next. I don't know exactly what I should be saying here. You don't need Express with Next because it does its own API handling. So you're saying that if we reprogram the front end in Next, we would that would be a lot. I feel like that might not actually be ideal just because we would have to redo the whole back end, right? Not really what? I keep forgetting what I'm saying because of course I do. Sounds like a lot. And you think that because you have to wear your bird shirt when he's out, he sees the hole he's made and goes, oh yeah, I was working on that. Oh my goodness. I'm Googling it. How to get parrot to stop chewing on shirts. Why does my parrot bite my clothes? When your bird is biting your clothes, this could also be your bird telling you that it's bored and wants to play. If you have some of your bird's favorite toys nearby, try redirecting their attention to this. The final likely reason that your parrot will bite your clothing is that it is preening or grooming you. Put a straw on the parrot and start chewing holes in its shirt. Show it firsthand how much you don't like it. That's funny. If you want a React front end, easiest to add it as a SPA with Create React App or add your own Webpack setup. Use Vite to set up React, not CRA. Serve the React app with one of your express routes. Probably also have to handle redirects to index HTML. So, Dan, we started setting up issues in the project. And so this is one that that Lark opened up, and we were responding to their question here. You could write what you're saying here, because I don't know. I'm open to whatever, but it seems like Next might actually be way more complicated. You can deploy the front end React app separately. For Next, maybe the whole app would need to be transformed. That's what it sounds like. You don't think you need React in this app at all. So, I mean, maybe not, but it would also be good, maybe. I don't know. It's not something I'm prioritizing. It was just part of it was a milestone we just set up. I didn't know what milestones were before today, so. The milestones. Wow. The front end world is a jungle. What are the reasons for using Next? Is it static app or dynamic? Is it easier to use? It's easier to use React for a basic dynamic site, in your opinion. Just depends on what I want. If I want to make it to learn React, then do it. If you just want to get the app out, then you wouldn't. So the app is out already, actually. So it wouldn't probably be me doing React. It would be other people contributing. But the app is already out. So we got that one. So nice. Wow. Hi, what am I making? I am making an online... Okay, bruh. Hold up. An online talking dictionary for a Native American language. So the idea is that you look up a word and people don't know. They're like, how do you even say that? It's hard to read. You press that button. You don't even need to worry about how it's written because you can hear it. So that's the goal of this app. Is basically it's centered around the audio, but also like you can see how it's written and it's an IPA and there's a translation, you know. But yeah, that's what it is. As of today, this is being janky and not centered, and that makes me grumpy, but that's okay. Another issue could be adding the glossary. Add glossary route to navbar. So we could say there's a whole description thing or whatever, description. We have a functioning glossary route / glossary, but there is no way for the user to, but there is no UI element that indicates its existence. I need to add a link in navbar that hyperlinks to the glossary root. What is UI? User interface. So from what I understand of UI, it's like the thing that you see and you interact with. So like everything here, this is all UI. What database am I using? Mongo. Yeah, I'm using Mongo. Using C++. Wow. Fancy. Hyperlinks to the glossary root. I think that's all I would need to write for this. Is there any more data I should put in this issue? Was JavaScript my first language? Yes. Also only language. I still only know JavaScript. No worries, water serpent. I'm learning TypeScript, but that's just a baby JavaScript. Does this look like this is enough information? I know TypeScript. I vaguely know TypeScript. People swear by TypeScript. I swear by TypeScript in the way that once you learn a little bit of it and you put it on your LinkedIn, recruiters love that shit. Oh my God, they love it so much. You have no idea. We did a co-stream actually where we learned the basics of TypeScript. I will share it with Peter Boyer. There you go. If you don't know TypeScript, but you do know JavaScript, I would recommend you watch that video and then add it to your LinkedIn. Start with basic Java in schools and now focus on Python. Definitely want to get into JavaScript front-end dev sometime soon. Well, if you do ! 100 devs ! Discord, you can join a free full-stack JavaScript bootcamp called 100 devs. And that will teach you JavaScript. I mean, the beginning is HTML and CSS, but if you don't feel like you want to learn that, like, there's plenty of JavaScript. Raffle. One of these days, that's going to work for you, Dan. You think that I was a young boy? I mean, I'm not, but that's okay, I guess. I'm 24. That's not that old, but like, that's so old. That will be the day when dreams come true. HTML, CSS, if maybe the first month, then all JavaScript true. She's young, Roof. There's my rapper name, everyone. Please remember. I know that Peter's 25. I did, and it like shocks me every time I think about it. When I was a young warthog. Very nice. Thanks. Well, I don't know what else to say for this, so I'm just gonna do that. And that would be a UI thing, I think. New feature request, probably, right? Nice. Cool. Wow, 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 wow. Several. Hate suspect things to follow. More Rufio show tunes. Rufio does a Broadway stream. I'm not very good at singing, everybody. Don't know why we're requesting this. You know what else I should do? If this is truly open source, I need to add the MIT something, right? Hello, Boulder. What's up? We clear the savannah after every meal. Why would you get that stuck in my head? It's fine. I grew up on Disney also, so no milestone will show everything without a milestone. Did someone comment on this? Oh, you did. Oh. Oh. This seems like a smart thing to do. Lark. Wow, 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 wow. How did you do that? How did you, like, grab the specific whatever it's called? You grew up on Disney too, except eventually he had to put me down because you got too heavy. What made me want to learn to code? Passionate about a particular project or a career investment? Both. This is the project though that I was most interested in making. So in college, I worked with the Cedar Band of Paiutes to preserve this language, and a couple years in, we decided we wanted to make an online talking dictionary, but we didn't know how to. I studied philosophy and Spanish, and we tried to get people to make one for us, but we couldn't find anyone. We even like went to a web dev professor, and he was like, "I don't know how to help you," and I don't know if he was a web dev professor. But the point is, we didn't have a way to make this until I graduated college. And then I was like, fuck, what do I want to do with my life? And then I was like, you know what? Tech seems to be very practical and has good job outlooks. And I can work remotely, amongst other things. And I'll be able to make this website. So go to a file, and near the numbers, there are 3 dots. A ver. A ver. Oh, didn't know that was a thing. Wait. So if we go to the nav, SASS, partials. Well, actually, it would be in the it would be in the views, and it would be in the navbar partial. So you're saying those 3 dots, and then what? Or you said next to the, like here? Oh, oh, oh. Wow, 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 wow. Copy line or copy permalink. Reference in new issue. Oh, damn it. Not in a new issue. In an old issue. Oh, this is still Chakra UI. Like that? No, that doesn't look right. Copy permalink. Permalink? Damn it, this is so confusing. Like that? No. Because it looks like a... Oh, but you could just click it and it would go to it. But there's no way to display it like you did, because that was cool. How did my weekend go? It was really good. I did some henna, and I went hiking a little bit to see the fall leaves and just chilled out and made some dessert. It was really great. Just paste the link and nothing else. So you're saying I would just do this part? Oh, cool. Was that a flying R2D2 impression? I don't think so, because I don't actually know what flying R2D2 sounds like. Is flying R2D2 different from regular R2D2? What state am I in? Utah. Someone got to me and made me exercise. It was actually me, but yes. Getting kind of excited about these issue things. Cool. You're going to Denver with your job on Saturday? You know, I haven't ever been to Denver. It's in the state next to mine, but I've never been. Is it cold? I don't think it's very cold in this part of the United States right now. Let me see weather. This week here, it's going to be in lower 70s, so we're at highs of 70s. But I would wear a light jacket. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be similar actually in Denver. Cold is 70 degrees for you. Well, then it is going to be cold for you. Time to become a project manager so you get to boss the devs around. Summer like 360 out of 365 days in Florida. And that's why I can't live in Florida. I gotta have seasons. Shows 20 degrees on Saturday night. 20 degrees? Nah. It says 47, which is pretty low, honestly. But try living in the UK, you're freezing here. I wear a jacket all the time because my house has AC because people are cold and are hot and I am not ever hot, I swear. Actually, I have ever been hot. I have ever. Southern Talking Paiute Dictionary. The only cold experience you ever had was in Chicago. Never again. I hear it's really cold in Chicago in the winter. Hot or not, y'all can have that cold weather. You seem to be living in a in a location you fit in if you dislike cold weather. Do this one as an issue too. Oh, I literally have it here. Thank you. Description. Footer has a year in it, but it is hard coded. It is hard coded. Add date, get full year to make it auto update depending on the year. Now we can go to where it is. We can say that should be in public. No, JK. It should be in hello. It should be in views. Partials? No. You know what? I haven't made a footer partial because So the footer is on every single page, baby. Wait a second. If we look at this, oh, wait a second. It's not even here. Did I get rid of it? Oh, this is the wrong one. Damn it. Why not? Hey, thank you so much for your stream. Very interesting. When you ask what I'm using for data storage of the lexical data, you've worked with linguistic data storage in the past and you're curious. So as of right now, I'm using Mongo. Wait a second. MongoDB and Cloudinary. Cloudinary is what I'm using for the audio, and then everything else is just in Mongo. I guess I did. Dan, I don't know what happened. As of right now, this is what it looks like. Okay. In my Mongo database. So I have the, okay. I'm gonna make it so we can see it all, but so I have the ID, the word input, the audio input, which is connected to Cloudinary, the phonetic input, grammatical input, translation input, and example input. You worked on dictionaries and interactive websites for different languages, like SEAM data in general, and you're always curious to see how people solve it. How have you done it in the past? Out of curiosity. Yeah. It works. There's probably better ways to do it, but it works. You think always are equally cool and interesting, always different advantages and disadvantages for everything. Right. Yeah. Store everything in CSVW data. Oh. I don't even know what that is. What projects have you worked on with dictionaries and interactive websites for different languages? Like what languages? What dictionaries? What am I doing with my life? I was gonna try and see if I could open the website in Chrome and see if it was just Firefox. Southern Paiute Dictionary. What the okay. Oh, and it's working here too. Well, no, it works here. There was some reason I was trying to show this to y'all. Oh, I was trying to see if this at the bottom had the date, which it doesn't actually. So I guess we don't need that issue. Try again in Firefox. I don't even know. I don't know. Siouan language, South American indigenous languages, Pidgin and Creole languages, Dogon and Bangime languages, and some more. Wow, wow, wow. How did you get into all of that out of curiosity? Oh, I accidentally went to the Heroku link. I swear I tried not to, though. Maybe we'll just like bookmark this because every time I try and type it in, it like always is a Heroku one. Let's figure out what's going on with this. Bruh. I think like Firefox is just having a day or something. Because look, it's not even showing me my this thing. It's not showing me my this thing. What the heck? All right, let me close all of my Firefoxes. Not your this thing. I know, right? Okay, localhost. Okay, so now it works. What the hell? What the hell? All right. It's following the edge of the page. It's not centered. So we have width auto, content body, logo. Flex. Align. Justify. Content center. Bruh. Also, Rufio, where did you get your Google tokens for the auth? You need them to set up your local repo. I got them from the Google Playground. I'm curious, like, how am I supposed to navigate that? I shouldn't necessarily be giving you my tokens, right? Or are you just saying you need to get them from the same places I did? Let us friend this language person, Rufio. They have knowledge and secrets. Yes, I'm very intrigued, actually. So I did it here. Oh, that was so wrong. I tried to copy the thing and then didn't copy it. Here you go. There's that one, and then there was one other one, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Like Playground, Google Playground. Yeah, there you go. Here's this one as well. You'll need that one too. That's probably something I need to add to the, what's it called? README too, right? Tell people that's what they have to set up. Oh, you bananas. Okay. Yeah, probably. Look. It is canceling out display flex. Oh my god, please stop scrolling. Homepage 2. Why would it be canceling this out? I think that's the problem. Where's my ad? There it is. What is causing the display block? The search results. Which is what we were messing with, which would make sense. Ooh, hello. Oh, here. Yep, and it fixes when you do that. So we need to go to the search results, SCSS2. And this one has to be specifically for the search results page. Interesting. So when we go to views and we go to the search results page, we could have it on content body search. See how that, oh, you know what? See how that works out for us. Much better. Let's see if we broke it. No, it looks okay. Great. Wow, grape. Okay. So, when we say glossary, these are using the same SASS. It didn't explode? You know me, I'm just a god, so. This looks kind of funky, doesn't it? Like we need to make it wider than it is. I don't know how to like fit everything on the page. Here, what if we do this? Wait a second. Like that. Wow. When we say cloche, you say jump, cloche, jump, cloche, jump. Right, 100%. That's for specifically the body. Girl, look at that body. It don't work. So when we go over here, right? And we go into the middle section. It's using the same stuff, right? So it looks nice. How come it looks nice here and it doesn't look nice there? How come this one is taking the full space and the other one isn't? What is pushing this over? Because the results section is taking up the whole space, right? How come the LI? Arbitrary width, baby. Why would I do that? Search results 68. What if we comment it out and we save it and we reload it? But we go back to this page. Doesn't look terrible. Now, I like it. I just want a little space on the side, which we might be able to put on like on this side. Like margin right, 1 rem. It appears you have been trying to get it to appear different on desktop wide widths. Oh, have I? All right, hold up. Let's see. But that one was specifically for a this isn't a media query. Wait a second. That one is for 730. It still looks okay. I actually don't remember what this said. There we go. For new issue, make everything mobile first, maybe. Isn't that like too chunky of a thing? Hey, VS. I should say VS Code. I should just call you by your name. Visual Studio sucks. What's up? At this point, it's just fix it for mobile or desktop. 0, 1 rem, 0, 3 rem. Maybe a little more than that. I like that. Yes. I kind of want there to be a space here, though. So what if we say we could put some space on the bottom of this button. Margin bottom, 1 rem. 2rem. I feel like that button looks weird. Weirdly placed. Can do the old way of doing mobile support. 2 completely different web apps that sniff your header to see if it's a phone or not. Interesting. Have you considered having the people who speak the language record phonemes and then create a text-to-speech program? This way they don't have to say every word. It would be much lower quality than having them speak everything, but it will be less effort. So, I mean, the complicated part about that is that I don't know the grammar. This language is preserved, but very inaccessibly. So someone would have to go through and they would have to, like, we would record the phonemes, right? But then we would also have to know enough about the grammar and the construction of the language to be able to do that. And I don't think we do. Additionally, it is a good idea for the future, but the elder that I've been working with, she told me recently that she just kind of like burned out, and so she doesn't really want to record new stuff. So I have like 4 years worth of recordings that I have to cut into small bite-sized pieces. So we have a decent amount of recordings. Obviously, they're not for like everything, but I don't know. It's complicated, I guess I would say. I would have to know specifically what the phonemes are and whatnot. It's language dependent, right? Right. Like this is where it's getting pushed over. Because of this. What the heck? On 72? Put that there for a reason. I don't know what the reason was. Yeah, I think I do want a little space. It looks a bit odd. How come this one has big space? Anyway. And it's called back button. Yeah. And then we can say margin bottom. And we could say 2rem. Hello? My love, what the fuck? What is the exact language dialect you're working on here? Ute, Chemehuevi, something completely different. You're not familiar with that language family. So it is Judo-Aztec, and this is specifically Southern Paiute. So related to Ute and Southern Paiute and Chemehuevi. But it is slightly different from all of those. Yeah, so this, specifically the audio on this side or the language on this side is from one speaker. There are like 5 speakers left. Like fluent speakers, I guess I should say. And this is the Cedar Band dialect. Sick Henna art on your hand. Thank you, Lark. I appreciate it. Often max width is used if you don't want to expand it full width, but still want it to shrink on small screens. When was I using that, or where should I be using that? By slightly different would mean better. It's better, more efficient, and advanced than all your other languages. I think you speak for the entire tribe when you say that made-up sentence. Lol. Yeah, I actually think that there is a Ute Talking Dictionary. So this is what theirs looks like. Obviously, theirs is bougier than mine is.
Marupak.
Marupak. Can you hear the similarities? Basuap versus Marupak. They don't have folded though. You can hear the loudness. Is it too loud? Sorry, we'll turn it down. How's that?
Marupak.
Marupak.
Mike.
That's exactly the same as it is in Paiute, in Southern Paiute. The quality of audio recording isn't half as good as mine. Well, thanks. I didn't know mine was particularly good. Mike. You want to see what that... Wait, I don't know actually... I don't actually have it here. Anyway, that's what theirs looks like. Definitely nice. They have a lot of speakers, which is really great. The Language Conservancy. Anyway, it's okay if theirs is bougier than mine is. Super cool project I'm doing here. Very much enjoying the stream and will definitely follow this. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you're liking it. It's been a long time coming, and there are definitely a lot of things to be improved, but yeah. If you ever want to tell me more about the experience you've had, I'd be glad to hear about it. I mean, this is my experience with, or like, this is all I've done with like the website sort of thing. Mine will continue to improve and get to where I'm happy with it. Like, I'm not unhappy with it. I'm pretty proud of it actually, except for this non-space. I'm not proud of that. It looks like I changed it on the hosted version, and not on this one. No, I did. What the fuck? Search results. Ah, it's not changed everywhere. So glad. I swear I changed it everywhere, but I did not actually change it everywhere. Or most places. Thank you. Find 2020. Hello? 2021. Find all, baby. What was the thing that it said? Where it wasn't changed most of the places? Damn. Oh, damn, it didn't get rid of this thing. Damn it. I love having everything not match. And this one still didn't change? Really? En serio? I really should just create a footer partial TBH. Great. If it's okay, can you post a link or two? Go for it. Issue make footer partial. Yup. What about your experience with the roadside gambling truck and what became of a $75 stuffed animal purchase? Do you want to hear about that? Desperately. Why not make a separate footer file? That I should. And should make a partial, like an EJS partial. I did it for the nav bar, so Sorry, it's too soon. It's still embarrassing after all these years. Wait, now I have to look back more on what you said. Roadside gambling truck. $75 stuffed animal purchase. Wow. Intriguing. Okay. So we wanted this space, but it didn't actually work for us. And we were like, why? I'm pretty sure as I said the word why, you also said it. You said, why? No. Okay. Look. It's there. It's just not actually doing anything. What in the fresh hell? Why in the fuck? Okay, actually, this is so not the right page. 7. Back button. Margin bottom. Why it's not working? What do you mean by margin collapse? Yeah, I think I'm sick. I feel like I have a bit of a sore throat. Sore throat is the main symptom of COVID now? No. God, I hope not. I'm not feeling poorly per se. It's just my throat. And I feel like my voice is a little... Like, not... My voice isn't deep, but I feel like it's deeper than normal. That's it. I'm wearing my mask. It can go through the screen. Why wouldn't this be working? Should we have it be padding? Did that do anything? Touching the extra husky for channel points things. Can you imagine that being redemption? Extra husky Rufio. Young Rufio. You've been wanting to work on a full stack project. You do architecture back end work, but seeing people do front end makes me put it off. You know, it's funny because people will ask me if I like front end or back end more. I'm a visual person. I do drawings. I draw all the time. I have to learn visually. And I really liked front end before I learned back end. And now that I've worked a lot more in back end, like back end issues are frustrating, but I feel like front end issues are even more frustrating because you're like, oh, I found the thing that does the thing, and then you do the thing, and it doesn't do anything, and you're like, why isn't this working? And then you get slightly aggravated. So I feel that. Where in the holy hell? What the hell? Obligatory once you go to back end joke here. Once you go back end, you never go back. You felt the same until you did a month of back end. Love it way more now than front end. Yeah. Front end is more complicated in like a frustrating way.
Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that? Feel the same. You've always liked the creative side of front end, but now that you've built full stack apps, it's way more fun to do back end, I imagine. Or are you saying front end is way more fun? Hey, look, thanks for the follow. Back end is mostly linear versus front end where you can do it so many ways, seriously. Yeah. Thanks for making that issue, Lark. I appreciate it. You've disliked JavaScript for as long as I can remember. Dun dun dun. I see it's the only programming language I know, so. Side end, how about that? Don't forget the side end. Inconsiderate. The front end becomes overwhelming with all the libraries that are out. Right. Now I like building apps that you can actually use, not just pretty websites. Right, yeah. I feel like this is the only like truly functional app I've made. But could be. But like, same. Your side-end engineer, AMA. Oh. There's no D-note buns. The backend is getting some framework wars loving now too. Okay. So why the fuck? Sorry, let me say that more calmly. Why the fuck is this not working? If we just click it over and over again, will it do something? Padding bottom, damn it. Oh. Well, it doesn't do anything there either. I'm offended. Never figure out the padding. Your original plan was to do a back-end React front-end. Do I want padding on this section? I was just trying to put padding on this button, but it's not working, which is why I was trying to... Is it... Do I have to do it on not the class? On the I instead? Part of the reason why you're trying to learn Rails now, because it's so old compared to other backend frameworks, it feels simpler and less exciting now. What you want simpler and less exciting is what you're saying? You can scrape whole web, have a billion data, but can't pretty that data for users. Fuck front end. Well, it has to be a block element for padding and margin. I have to tell it to be a block element? God, I wish I understood what the fuck a block element was. I never have, though. This is display block. On the A. Okay. A is for the way you accept this change. Alarm? It hates it. It was really offended by that. Baby? Okay. Fuck me. Okay, it's fine. It doesn't work. I love that. Love that for me. You. Soldier boy, tell him. Got a new title, soldier boy. Maybe I'll put it on the I one. Soldier boy, I make the soldier boy, Superman, oh no, you. Why is it always doing this to me? It worked! Oh, wow. Oh my god. So I put it on the actual icon itself. Was that a bad? Sorry. Sorry, Jim. I was going to respond to that, but I got distracted. So the phrases came from... Wow. So I spent 4 years, or I guess it's 3 years I calculated the other day, sitting with an elder for 4 hours a week, and asking her questions like, how do you say this word? And how do you say this word? And then we just have like just hours and hours of recordings. So you break them, you have to cut them up into words, sentences, and phrases. And that's where I get the sentences, phrases, words, the translations, like I would cut them up and then I would talk to her and I'd be like, what does this mean? And she'd be like, it means you cannot be lazy. So the spelling is from my friend who has also worked on this project with me. He came up with a alphabet. There have been different alphabets and I figured I would use his. There's some things that I'm like about with it, so I'm not sure if I'm like married to it or anything, but that has been one of the biggest issues, is figuring out what alphabet to use. So hope that answered your question. Happy to answer more if you feel like that's something you want. One problem is in my friend John's alphabet, you can like put this like little line over this O, but it doesn't actually work. Was I with Wycliffe? I don't know what Wycliffe is. Was I a translator for them? No. I don't actually know the language that well. I should know it a lot better than I do. But the elder, she speaks English, but her first language was Paiute. But I just did it as a sort of passion project type thing because I think that languages are really, really valuable, even if no one speaks them. And I think especially for like Native American tribes. Like I was talking to the elder who I record with son, and he was saying how like so much of culture is tied to language, and once you lose the language, you lose a huge amount of culture. And like I don't think that's like I don't think that should be a thing. Like I wish these languages, these cultures were around a lot more than they are. Unfortunately, colonialism is just awful, like, but I didn't actually come up with the project in general. The Cedar Band of Paiutes, they were already doing like language classes. They weren't very organized, but like we would just sit down, we would go over the words, and then kind of organically out of that, this project came. You speak High Valyrian. Your native is Spanish and English is your secondary. You get them mixed way too much when writing. Bloody Europeans, indeed. Yeah. That's partially why we're doing this project today. It's Indigenous Peoples Day. Greet and thank Korean people in your local convenience store in their language. You greet and thank Filipinas in a coffee shop. Like just ones you meet. Language is just so valuable. I speak Indonesian, and people are like, why would you learn that language? First of all, I live there, so that's why. But like, so many people, they don't think if you have like a high practical usage for a language, you shouldn't learn it. But I don't think that's the case, really. You went to college in China and speak Mandarin. That's awesome. Languages are awesome. The more I learn, the worse I get at English, and that's okay. Anyway, I have the ability to make this website for them, and at least I can do that, right? One of my favorite parts of being a former teacher is meeting students that spoke different languages. One of the benefits of living in Miami is the mass diversity here. Right. And English is not the main language in Miami. Right. That's so cool. Miami is like the mecca of like Latin and South America, I swear. Like you go to a different country. I think every country in the world, when they think of America, they think of 3 places. LA, New York City, and one other random place depending on the country. For many of Latin and South Americans, it is Miami. For Turkey, it is Texas. For Indonesia, what is it? It may have also been Texas. Yeah, I can't remember. But it's really interesting because there's always like this random other third place. No. For Indonesia, it was Texas. For Turkey, it was Michigan. Language is just a tool. Why learn it if you don't even have a need for it? MC, I have met so many people like you. I think it is because there is intrinsic value in a language itself. So the extrinsic value would be the usage of the language. Yeah, look, I can speak Spanish and speak to so many people around my city, right? Like some people that can't speak English. Extrinsic value. Intrinsic value is the idea that the language is valuable in and of itself. It doesn't need any extrinsic reason to be valuable. It just is. So that's what I would argue is I think every language is valuable in and of themselves. I think they're worth preserving, they're worth speaking, they're worth studying. Unless you're in South Beach, it's like yuck, people in English language. I've never been to Miami. You're relearning German as you took it during high school. That's awesome. Vegas is a big one too. I always say I'm from Las Vegas whenever like people ask me where I'm from in the United States because no one knows where I'm actually from. And Las Vegas is like an 8-hour drive from me, so it's kind of close. Info break. In 2005, the Northwest Indian Language Institute of the University of Oregon formed a partnership to teach Northern Paiute and Kikshti. That's awesome. People speak to you in Spanish in Miami and look at you weird if you don't know Spanish. It's weird. That's awesome, though. Art has no purpose, but it is beautiful and it can bring joy by doing it or using it, and languages too can bring joy. Yeah, I agree. Is Twitch chat a language, a culture? Is it safe to study it? And then that's where you get into like actual linguistics, like different, like the evolution of languages and slang and, regional dialects and family dialects. Life hack, never do anything for fun. Only learn things that benefit an employer. You know what? You're so right. And that is how I became a slave to capitalism and just put my head down and worked for my whole life. No, it's fine. I honestly think that, like, I was raised thinking that if you didn't do something productive, you were wasting your life. And I think there's a real beauty about doing things that you just enjoy or that aren't necessarily productive, quote unquote, Like I like to make drawings. That's not really productive, but I enjoy it. And I think a large amount of life is just enjoying it, enjoying the day to day, the moment to moment. PogChamp is just a word in Twitch chat. Lead speak deaf is his own thing. What even is a cuke? I don't actually know. There's a cocktail in Peric Newspeak. True. There's lots of value in rest play, doing things without purpose. The purpose is that you can recharge and be more productive in your other tasks. Morale is a real thing. Not just in video games. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Preserving this language is really, 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 really important to me. I think it was last week that I was like literally crying on stream about this. Because of course I was. But like, like it's a people, a culture. Maybe people don't speak it, and that's really sad. Like that was taken away by like colonizers and like, white people basically, right? That's devastating and awful. And I think we should do anything we can to preserve languages like these because they are intrinsically valuable, Wow, Dan, you finally got one. Send me a message with the name you want to address to, the address you want. No, I actually have your address because I've sent you a card before. And the thing you want me to draw. Wow. Hello, manocos. All of you, y'all. Mike manocos. That's how you'd say that. You must ponder this creation. Tech is really cool in that there are so many things that we as programmers can do to help, like things like this, languages like this, causes, like so much is on the internet right now and a lot of people don't know how to make websites or make applications, but we do. Like that's a superpower. Anyway, it's looking pretty good, I think. Would you be able to form a sentence with your app? No, you would just be able to look up word sentences and phrases. I don't know the grammar enough to set something like that up. Like I said, like I've heard the word ururoi a lot. I still don't know what it means. I know that this is negation. It took me a while to get there. I have to go reconcile expenses at work. Have a great day. You too, Arch. Have fun reconciling expenses at work. So much fun. Love that. Home. Okay. So we're thinking, I think that the glossary looks okay, right? Yes. Hot damn. Whoa. Let's look at it on like bigger sizes, like an iPad. What the fuck is happening up here? Damn it. Why is there always something else? I think it means ororoi, the logical double or, otherwise known as door. So you think ororoi means door? Lol. I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to try and read it. Hunipui toka or hunipui. Hunipui root eaters or walpapi. Am I a root eater? Do I love carrot, potatoes, etc.? What language is that? The one bad thing about this website is I try to show it to the elder whose voice is all over it, and she doesn't quite understand what it is because she doesn't quite understand the internet. So that's a little unfortunate. Northern Paiute. Oh. Oh. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, bull. I see how it is. What the fuck? Shall we look at what is happening here? ¿Por qué no funciona? Tohuempa kayo. Okay. Ooh, this is an ooh sound, and I always forget that. Ooh, kayuam. Tohuempa kayuam. And Twitch chat, they're still talking. Intro to the web for your elder Native American relatives. Yeah, so I've shown it to her, and she's just like, "Where's the book?" And I'm like, she that's like how she qualifies this being a successful project, is she wants to see a book out of it, right? You're just Googling. Yeah, Northern Paiute actually has a pretty good preservation program going for it. It is actually a lot more different from Southern Paiute than some of the other languages around here, but PDF export for the win. But how can you click the audio? Let's add the glossary up in here because it's doing the janky. We do okay. So the breaking point is like right there, right? Hey, Code, thanks for follow. You can embed links in the PDFs. Not available in book edition. For some reason, I decided PDF was printing it out. Where's my site hosted? As of like 2 weeks ago, DigitalOcean. It used to be Heroku, and then Heroku started doing janky shit and charging money, and I don't know. I was gonna go here, and I was gonna add to a partial. So we can do here li ahref equals glossary. Okay, hold up. Right. I kind of want to put like glossary like front and center. And I don't know if I want this back button. Some old cranky and jaded DigitalOcean salesperson got there, said, "Stay away from that newfangled shit." Every time you think of DigitalOcean, all you can think of is how terrible the name is. Is it? I don't know. I guess I should say, I don't know how much I've ever cared. You know? Menu container. Home. It wouldn't be in here. It would be in glossary. We're gonna have like an H2 glossary. Special. Southern tribes. Unkakan got. Oh wait. Unkakaniguts. Watuhusang. Yellowmouth of Canyon people in present Long Valley in California, right? So clearly this is not the best looking, is it? All right. We don't actually have a special page for the glossary. I was just using, I think, the search results page. Oh, in Kane County. Oh. Kane County. This is how well I know my state, apparently. It's Southern Paiute Dictionary. Like this. Oh. Okay. I know where this is. Like in Kanab area. The site can be reached. In serio? What? I don't know why. It was doing this a little earlier. Try it on Chrome. I don't understand. Okay, maybe I just wrote it down wrong or something. Anyway, this one should work. I don't know why it's being janky. Okay. All right, Jim. I finally found where you're looking. So, before the Mormons came in and genocided the Southern Paiutes, there were 16 bands in the Southern Paiute, like, tribe, basically, and now there are 5. So, the one you mentioned, I think, is one that, got murdered, which is really sad. I actually hadn't heard of that one before. I'm normally just familiar with the current bands, but if I were a time traveler, I would go back and, like, hear how these people spoke, Like, we have one recording from a guy named Tony Tillahash who spoke what my Paiute grandma, or the elder that we recorded with, calls the Old Paiute. So apparently she speaks a kind of bastardized type of Paiute, but they spoke like the old legit Paiute. And so we have that. It's just a really shitty recording. I've never heard it. His family, his descendants have it, but I don't know. And like each of these bands had their own dialect, and there's just like incredible linguistic diversity, If you're a time traveler, you'd kill all humans and take a Thanos approach to what we have become. Oh, whoa. Wait, what are you saying, Bull? You're saying that the language will die regardless? Nah. Oh, humans. Okay, yeah. We put too much faith in ourselves and our, like, continuation of our species. I read this book once. It's called The Emerald Mile. I really recommend it. But it goes into the history of, like, the Grand Canyon. And it talked about how when the Spanish colonizers, like, walked up to the edge of it, they're like, they didn't know, but they were standing on rock that was, like, millions of years old. And, like, obviously they said it a lot more eloquently than I did, but it was kind of a wild thing to think about because, like, those rocks, like, they change, the landscape changes, but its time zone is so different than our own. Like, we are just like a blip, Like, we've been around for thousands of years, but that's like no time at all in, like, in the timeline of, like, rock, I think it's wild. Or, like, even like trees, like our lifespans comparatively to trees, so short. It's all relative. Okay. Geology's crazy. Astronomical time laughs at geological time, though. Right. If we're just a blip on the timeline of geology, what are we on the timeline of astrology or astronomy or whatever? Stars, universe. It's astronomy, it's not astrology. You have a 15 megabyte PNG in the about section. Should be a WebP. I don't know what a WebP is. Would you tell me? We're all stardust. I don't know. This was my first project. Don't at me like that. Or about a nanosecond. Right. I mean, optimization. You can add it as a, what's it called? Issue. You're talking about this picture? This is when I got off of the internet. Do you remember how we were supposed to be fixing this and I forgot about it? It's a modern image format that provides superior lossless and lossy compression. Lossy. Do I have the basic alphabet started? Kind of. So, like, yes, but I'm not completely happy with it, I guess. Right. So, nav bar. I wonder why. I guess I put on, over here I put some spacage. What did I do that? Where did I do that? It's not this one, I know. Are you willing to share your uncompletely happy part of it? So, I would have to ask the person who made it first if I could share it on stream. But there are just like some words where I'm like, I don't know where like, or some of the sounds where in this alphabet, like I'm like, wait, this doesn't need to be represented or something like that type of thing, if that makes sense. But actually, like, where is this coming from? Right here? Where is it coming from? Can't remember which is. Where does it show me the box model, or does it? I swear it did. How to learn our own first language by learning the alphabet. Good place to start. Do I have a children's game for language learning? No. Again, we don't quite have the alphabet finalized, and that's really something I should try and prioritize, but I haven't. But do you have a suggestion for a language children's game? Oh, there was a reason why I had it that big. Thank you. Because each of them has margin. It all fits if you shove them together. Just have a few things already on your plate. Uber busy Rufio. Not particularly good at prioritizing Rufio. It's bouncing ideas, and I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot to do. That didn't do anything, did it? Do I make him a little bit smaller? Do I already go to the hamburger menu? What do we think? Because it looks kind of funky. May you ask why I'm using SASS as opposed to other CSS extensions? Well, earlier this year, when I implemented the SASS, someone had recommended it, and so we just went for it. And that's why. Nothing too fancy. It was just someone who was on stream was like, you should try SASS, and so I did. You think I should do the hamburger menu? Oh wait, never mind. It's the nav bar. Hamburger label none. So 810, we could just change it to 810. Maybe around 9:57, actually. Am I liking it so far? Yes. I feel like it's a more intuitive way of using CSS, but like there are other things like, hello, baby? What the fuck? There are other things like Tailwind that makes sense. I hear Bootstrap is nice. So like I like it. Like I'm not going to say it's like the best or anything, but I feel like it's pretty intuitive with CSS. Okay, well, I mean that works, right? Am I Native American? Nope, I'm not. I am not. But I've worked with this band a lot, or this tribe and this band a lot. Or volunteered with them. I didn't work for them or anything. Okay, I like that. If we go to this one, oh, so cute. It would be nice if that would just stay like that. It wraps at 390, like 390. It's probably fine. Very few people have a phone that small, I guess. That's the smallest screen size they give me to test with, I guess. Okay. Gut status. Happy. No. Status. So today, here we did git add git commit -m. Do me or the rest of my team give any talks about the preserving the language, or at the conference? Are they audio, video available online? I don't think so. Let me see if I know they recorded the gathering on Zoom, and I don't know if there's any place where that's accessible or not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the recording would be if there was anything for that conference. But I mean, see if there's anything from the elder I worked with. I don't think so. Like, what sort of talks would you be looking for? History, cultural studies, etc. I know that there's this book that was done about the Southern Paiutes. I think. Okay, here's something. This is the elder I worked with. Or I call her my Paiute grandma. Yeah, and then they made a children's book. This one. Wait a second. My Paiute grandma wrote this book. And I think there are limited copies of it. But she wrote this one and she wrote this one. Creating a website for First Nation Arts Alliance. Okay. You can also message me, and I'm happy to try and share more resources with you as well. I'll have to call her, see if she knows about anything. See if anyone or what resources they would like to share, sorts of things. Hey, Lark, we're just talking about Southern Paiute resources. The book names are interesting. Yeah. So, like, this one is like a legend story, like the Why the Moon Paints Her Face Black. And then this one is something that you don't really say in English, like you don't really say, it's really good that you're saying that, but you do say Tuvitsi ayak anenamur in Paiute, so. Yeah. Let me know how that goes for you. I'm interested to see what that would be like. All right. We were committing this baby. We were saying we worked on okay, hello, my love. Hello. Add glossary link to navbar. Fix mobile formatting for search results. Git push. Nice. Git pull. Git push. Nice. We didn't. Closing your second issue? Yeah, I guess we could do that now, huh? Oh, surprise. That is not. It makes sense, but that's not what I thought was going to happen. Git push. Pull. Get that car out of the ditch. What am I doing with my life? Oh, yes, it's at the top. So, we did this one. So how do we say? Yes, good job. Fantastic. Fucking congrats. Close issue. Nice. Added glossary. Hyperlink to navbar. Yay. Best ever. Oh, wow. All right. Let's wrap up Stream and Raid. Coding front end is too boring, and yet you're still here. But yes, no, it's not as great as back end. Rufio dunks on everyone. Wait, what did I say? I can't even remember. I like to help the baby streamers. They're so cute. It was supposed to be supportive. No, it's just really hard to get people to watch you as a baby streamer. You know? You're going off what Dan said. Plus, you said you're still here, so double dunk. It was supportive. We're just being jerks. Why is Pete Davidson so popular? I'm getting an ad with Pete Davidson right now. I really don't get it. Pete Davidson? The one who dated Kim Kardashian and Ariana Grande? That person? He's also on SNL or something. Pete Davidson was filming a movie across the street from your home. Really? That's kind of cool. Oh, really? Lost his dad in 9/11? I didn't know that. I will see you on Thursday when we actually, I think this is going to still happen. I should probably talk, but we're going to have another guest, and it's our recruiter friend, Mikey. So it's going to be a recruiter Q&A. All right. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your Monday, and let's go. All right? Bye.